Being here tonight, this is a really wonderful turnout. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I'd actually never been to this hall before, so I do appreciate the facilitators who set this up. What a wonderful place we have right here in North Boulder, Longmont, Lyons area. I'm Nick Thomas. I'm running as the independent for Colorado CD2. I launched back in July. I happened to be in DC during an event that moved me to launch into what we're doing today. If you've all heard of the congressional baseball game, there was somebody who walked up to the practice field 2 days before last June and said, "Are you Democrats or are you Republicans?" And upon hearing they were Republicans, pulled out a weapon and opened fire. And to me, that was such a statement on the tribalism of our society and where we've gotten, particularly in DC, particularly in Congress, that what we need is an independent. And believe it or not, in this country where 42% of people call themselves an independent before Democrat, Republican, or other, we haven't had an independent who reaches across the aisle in 40 years. 40 years in the U.S. House. We have one in the Senate, he's a great guy, but in the U.S. House, not in 40 years. And so I realized, the best thing I could possibly do right now for my community, for our state, for this nation, is go back and run as an independent and try to lead the charge in trying to bridge that aisle that at the moment has just been so horrifically divisive. And really the only way to tackle any of the major issues that we have today, many of the things we'll be talking about over now and the next 8 months, really can't be taken care of, dealt with, without both sides or all sides coming to the table. So that's what we're trying to do. Quickly, a couple things, and I know we're going to meet as groups. This is a really cool format. I don't think any of us have done something like this before, so I think we'll get into details about a lot of that later on. But we're basically running on a platform of being socially progressive, fiscally conservative, working on economic viability, obviously massively important, functioning government, and then service. Most importantly for me, the core value being service. And I want to point you to my website, nickthomasforcongress.com. Please do go to that. If you want to get on the mailing list, you can put your name on the page back here, but also it would be helpful to obviously get contributions, and that'll automatically put you on that. Any other questions you have, not only tonight or down the road, please also let me know. But I think the most important overarching message before we drill down in these breakout groups is what we need somebody to step up that doesn't continue this divisive rhetoric, but somebody who speaks across the aisle. And I think one of the most interesting explanations of where we are at today is Greg Orman talks about this. In 1960, part of the census, there was a question done that was, if you're Democrats or Republicans, how much trouble or how angry would you be if your child married somebody from the other side? And it was 3% of one and 4% of another. They did that question again in 2010, and it was 53% and 57%. This is our biggest challenge. So, I'm glad you're all here today. Thank you. NickThomasForCongress.com. And if you're tweeting tonight, it's NickT4, the number Congress. Thank you for being here.